Yo. I am live doing the thing.
Okay.
Muted. Just getting rid of all my notifications here. Okay. I think I have the old. I need to get YouTube.
I think you're unmuted.
All right, what about now? Hold on.
All right, what about now? I started that.
Wow. What's going on, everybody? JT Knows Things here. Sorry, we're still trying to figure out this live streaming thing. It is definitely a challenge. But I think I got all the chats figured out now. What I want y'all to do is send me a token that you want me to research. All right? I'm going to have my eyes all around here to look at all the different chats. In the meantime, while y'all think of a token to shill me and have me research as a hedge fund manager managing Bleeding Edge Capital out of Cincinnati, Ohio. XRP. It already started. I like it. XRP. So, I actually know a lot about XRP. I'll just give you my opinion on it. I own XRP. It was one of my first token purchases in 2017. And then I bought it in the fund back in 2023. It was 5% of my fund, I believe, at the time. And it grew in weight to almost 13%. It has done very well for a lot of reasons. I think it could do better in the future. I'm a long-term fund manager. So, I think in years and, quarters, decades, very large time frames. And I just feel like XRP is the best bet to win institutional L1 adoption, which is really what we're looking at. There's going to be a lot of retail offerings on Ethereum or something similar, but I think the banks are going to want to work with an ISO 222 compliant chain, and I think XRP and Hedera have a really good chance of getting that market, and it's early to tell. I think it could be a very successful project, though. TikTok. Yeah. Okay. Mantra. Yeah, that's another good one. I personally didn't know. Oh, wait a minute here. I did not hear that, Benji. I'm not surprised that they're going to offer that, though. They do run, they own their nodes, but they do run validators. That means they could likely be opening up validator nodes if they're going to allow staking. That could be huge. So they've basically created the performance, and then now they want to try to decentralize it for more security. That's interesting. Could be a play against Ethereum. I had not known that. It's actually super useful. Hell yeah. That's great. I honestly, I really do believe that they're going to, banks are going to offer just a lot of their retail products. So, a great example is you have BlackRock, right? They started the BIDL token. That's a stable coin, and it's just for accredited investors. So this is like a private offering, but they are giving the yield back to the stablecoin issuers. To the stablecoin holders, and it's garnered a lot of interest. I think they raised $500 million just testing Ethereum out. But the fact that they chose Ethereum says a lot about the institutional adoption race. It's definitely the most secure network. Hands down, there's Bitcoin, then there's Ethereum, because decentralization equals security in blockchain specifically. When you have nodes decentralized and they're all owned by one administrator, it doesn't do much. That's like AWS. So I could see Ripple wanting to really expand and attack Ethereum that way. That's a really smart idea. Oh, feedback on the mic. Thank you, Priest. Let me know if that fixed it. Oh, nice, Benji. Hell yeah, I'm glad to hear that. And then Mantra. All right, we're going to switch gears to Mantra. That was a big deal in crypto about a week ago. I don't know. I know nothing about it, so I'm going to go look at it and actually show you some tools that I use to analyze projects. I think that could be useful. So, if we go here, the first thing we're going to want to do is find Mantra's token. I like CoinMarketCap to start. Oh, look at that. I had already looked into it because I saw it drop to 90%. Yeah, dude, look at that. Ha! It fell off a cliff. My God. They also got it. To answer your question, yeah, honestly, the majority of these tokens are commodities. Infinite amount of currencies pour into them. They trade, globally. They act no different than oil, steel, corn, wheat, stuff like that. So I think it's very likely. I think it's very, very likely that it becomes a commodity. And Mantra. Okay. I can't believe they're still during low volume hours. Boss revealed their plan to recover the token. That's interesting. So apparently, actually, I don't know that URL. That's good practice. I'll look into that, see if that's legit. We'll do that in a second here. So the first thing you want to do is pull up the website. Next thing you want to do, if they have it, if they don't have it, we're looking for their GitHub. Looks like they don't have it listed. Okay. Here's their website. Let's go to the token terminal is another one I like to use, and DeFi Llama. I don't have that. Oh. Okay. So we want to try to find. Oh no, we don't want that. Oh. We want to try to find it on one of these sites to see if there's any data. We can try Dune as well. Sorry, my computer's being real slow. I'm actually kind of annoyed that they don't have their GitHub pulled up. Yeah, they don't have their... We'll have to figure that out. They're on Cosmos. Okay. So you want to basically pull up the white paper, you want to pull up the website, and you want to go to Token Terminal, DeFi Llama, or Alpha Screener. I'm sorry, Dune Analytics. That's my bookmark. And just see. Oh, and token analyze. If there's a query. Here we go. Okay. And then we want to try to see if we can find it on DeFi Llama. Actually, places where data is displayed for you to, go and find stuff. Oh, I think my computer's actually blowing up. LOL. Okay. Here we go. So, one more over here. Well, maybe, you know what? Maybe this wasn't a rug pull. It went from 14 billion to 700 million, so $13.5 billion of value just wiped out of their wallets. CEO saying it's not a scam, who knows? Bringing the world's financial ecosystem on chain. This goes back to what we were talking about with XRP. You can basically do real world asset tokenization, so RWA, you can do that on any blockchain. You just can. All you're choosing is a database, essentially. That's all you're doing. You know, you're choosing a database to where you post your data, and that's really it. So, I mean, Mantra going after this specific thing doesn't make a lot of sense. It's a very saturated market, meaning, you know, I could put my real estate on Avalanche. I could put it directly on the Cosmos L1. I could put it on Ethereum. I could put it on any of these blockchains. So RWA is a hard cookie to crack. And let's take a look at the token. The first thing I like to look at in the white paper is the tokenomics. Because if that doesn't make sense, then nothing else matters. Okay, so they can mint them out of thin air. I don't like an inflationary tokenomic model. Yeah, that's another thing. So about 50% of their tokens are actually on the public market. That's not great. I don't like these kind of projects where, you know, they can make as many as they want and they don't even release all of them. So the team owns half of the tokens and they can just give you more tokens and dilute the value of the token. It's the same as the US dollar in that way. So I don't like the tokenomics. I don't like the space it's playing in, especially after a launch like this. Do you think institutions are ever going to trust this over someone like Ondo or Ethereum? Like, yeah, I don't know. Tough for me. I mean, it looks like this is just crazy, guys. Do you guys understand how crazy this is? TVL hit 4 million and it was valued at 40 billion. I'm sorry, and it had 40 billion of volume going in and out of it. That's not great. That's interesting. That's their liquidity pool. These stable tokens being drained in that sharp of a fall off, those are milestones, probably based on TVL. See how they hike here, and then shortly thereafter, boom, and then we hike here, shortly thereafter, boom. Yeah. That's the team taking profit. So, I don't know. To answer your question, you know, there's some research there. I think Mantra's a bad pick. You know, it's just my opinion. This is never financial advice. I would not buy Mantra. I'd give it a while for it to actually, you know, do anything, essentially. So, yeah. All right. What else we got? Let's see. Sorry, all these chats are everywhere. You know, I'm going to do another one. We're just going to look at oracles in general here. Take a look at the Oracle market caps here and the market share, the business breakdown. Look at that. Pith is a monster. 80-something blockchains. I love Pith. I'm invested in Chainlink and Pith personally and in my hedge fund. I've been reading more and more about API 3 though. They're pretty low on this list. I wonder what the... let's take a look at API 3. That's been on my list. I've heard a lot of really smart people talk about them. I don't like the market cap on it. Hey, for all those that just joined, send me your token. I am a hedge fund manager. I own Bleeding Edge Capital. We're out of Cincinnati, Ohio. And I'm here to research your favorite token and give you my opinion. So send me a token, and I'll let you know what I think. And I'll do the research live here, right now. I mean, look at the difference in market cap and price. Max supply, I don't like that. 40%'s locked up on the team. If you were here earlier, see how they have their GitHub? That's like the first thing I want to find. See, Compound's using it. That's interesting. I like the idea of them kicking back their fees to the builders. That's a really unique idea. Let's take a look how active their repos are. Dow dashboard. One PR on their utilities. A PR is like a code that's being modified. Bro, Elon coin? Y'all are crazy. Elon coin. Fuck. I'll take a look here in a second. Oh, I'm not even a screen share. I'm tripping, y'all. That's hilarious. Okay. So this is the GitHub right here from CoinMarketCap. They should have their GitHub posted here. And then you can go look at the... I'll actually just start from the top for y'all. So go to the GitHub. And then you want to go to repositories. And then public. Actually, yeah. You want to go to public. And then you want to look for one. So like this right here. Common utilities. I went and looked at their promises, their promised utilities, basically the most important things that they want to bring to the table. And then look at their insights. So this thing has one pull request, and that's not alarming. You know, they might have 1 month sprints or something. And then I go to the contributors here. And all of that is like a version of a Word document. There we go. Okay. So you can see here that they actually have a okay, I mean 6 is not great, to be honest. This may not be that important of a repo. So what I like to do is I like to go through all of their repositories. See, here we go. Contracts is way more active. That's good. Yeah, this is what we're looking for here. Contributors. This is the amount of developers that are coming onto the project. Whenever it loads. That's usually a good sign if it takes a while to load. I'll do Elon coin here in a second. Whenever this thing actually freaking loads. I don't know if it ever will. Welcome to the stream, everybody. For those who don't know, I am a hedge fund manager. I run Bleeding Edge Capital out of Cincinnati, Ohio, and send me your token. I will research it live and give you my opinions or thoughts. Oh, it's not working. I don't know. It's probably the stream, honestly. I think I'm having some issues with the speed of these displays. We'll go look at Elon coin. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't like it. Yeah. Yep. Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't like this at all. Look how crazy this was. That's wild. Well, whoever sent that one, based on its price movement here and the volume, there's still hundreds of thousands going into this, and it's bullish. They're actually working on it. Meme Lord Project. The account got suspended after Elon took it for Elon coin. Like, come on, guys, no, trash. That's a trash. I'm gonna pass on that. And with my stream cutting in and out, I'm going to call it there. Thank you all for tuning in. We're going to be doing more of these during the week in the afternoons. And, yeah. Thank you all for tuning in briefly and sending me your tokens. I appreciate you guys. Until next time, take care of one another.